Grand rising, everybody. Grand rising. Oh, outside, drinking my lemon water, like I do every morning. I'm just sitting in gratitude. Gratitude for this beautiful day, the sun on my face, this breeze on my skin. When the wind blows, it's like cool and just feels like I'm being kissed and caressed by nature. It feels so amazing. And the sun on my face just balances everything out. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, it feels so amazing. So, I've been saying I want to start doing more of what I love, and I honestly have the I don't know if it's the apparatus or, but if I have everything I need to do just that, and I just keep second guessing myself and doubting myself and feeling like I need to have it look a certain way or like need it to be received a certain way. And I'm just honestly over it. I've had a few experiences recently that helped me uncover a lot of my traumas ooh, it's that breeze. Ooh, feels so good. Thank you. Yeah, so I hope y'all can hear me all right because it's definitely windy out here a little bit and I'm not sure what the sound is like. So, yeah, things are shifting and I'm excited because there's so much that I haven't even touched the surface on yet. And I've been noticing a lot of shifts and mostly the biggest change for me is my energy as I go through these things. Like I'm feeling excited, whereas in the past I would feel so nervous because of the unknown. Like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen because we get so accustomed and so feel so safe in the unknown. I mean, in the familiar, that the unknown feels too scary to enter. And I don't want to live like that any longer. And I've been doing the work to like regulate my nervous system and to really like embody the truths and the new beliefs that I now hold, and it's starting to show up in my reality. For a while, I was still living in the residual of my old mindset and my old beliefs, and I was getting frustrated because I was learning all these new things, and I knew in my soul I believed these new things, but my reality wasn't reflecting it. So I was just like, angst and like frustrated, but also recognizing that this is a process, right? Like we have to embody that thing first, and we have to make sure that we understand that this is what our body is doing and it's reacclimating and things have to, catch up to. So there's so much that I'm experiencing now, and I'm recognizing it's because of the work that I've done and all of the things that I've learned and all the practices that I've adopted that I do on a daily basis. Like one of the hardest things I had to do, honestly, was learning to stay present. I don't know if anybody else struggles with that, but when I first realized that that was my biggest like disconnection from my joy and my happiness, I was like, wait, the present moment is what we need to focus more in. Not that we can't think about the past or, plan for the future, but we can't obsessively do that. Like we're living in this moment, and this moment is really all we have. And this is where our joy and our happiness and all the great things lie. So learning to learning to be present was really challenging for me, but it was one of the most powerful things I learned and continue to practice. So yeah, as things unfold, the uncertainty of things, the unknown that I'm embarking on excites me as opposed to scares me. And I'm so grateful for that shift because what a way to live in fear. Like, why do we do that? It's just like not even real. You know what I mean? It's literally not even real. It's just make believe in our minds. And the fact that we can envision something so devastating and live in fear of it happening when it hasn't even happened yet is wild. And like the thought now, the knowing now that that's what is creating more of our reality is even more reason why I feel so committed to unlearning that and embracing the unknown and surrendering and trusting and allowing things to unfold naturally. Because wouldn't you know that everything is literally working out for your highest good? Literally, there's nothing that you should fear. You know what I mean? I don't fear anything because I know everything. If you know everything is working out for your highest good, what would you fear? That fear shouldn't even exist if you know that, right? So it's knowing it, but also like embodying it. It's the part that really challenges us because we have to put ourselves into that mindset and actually live with that knowing being the deciding factor on how you move, right? So I learned a lot of new things that made sense, but my body was like, "What you doing? Wait. That's not how we do things." And you're like, come on. And you're like pulling yourself, trying to get through this thing, but your body is like pulling you back and like wanting to keep you safe. But safety doesn't always mean healthy, right? You're safe because it's familiar. You're safe. You feel safe. You have a sense of safety because you can predict what's going to happen, even though you know what's going to happen is bad. Like, I know it's bad, but at least I know it's bad. Like, I know how to handle this bad. I don't know if I'm going to know how to handle this, whatever this is, even though it may be better. So there's so much that we really like rob ourselves of, right? We rob ourselves of so much goodness that's available to us in every moment because of fear. And honestly, fear is not real. And there's nothing to fear, especially if you know that everything is working out for your highest good. Like every freaking thing, like that part alone is like, all right, we good. We're good no matter what. You know what I mean? And just move with faith and trust and just go through life knowing that no matter what you do, it's going to work out. It's working out for your highest good. So I don't fear much anymore. I still feel a little discomfort sometimes when things, when I get there. I mean, I'm human at the end of the day, right? I'm not, I'm not exempt from the lower vibrational emotions, but I can recognize when they're coming and use them for what they're meant, and I alchemize them pretty quickly because I know that it's pointing to something within myself that I need to address, or maybe it's an opportunity here for me to practice something that I haven't yet mastered. And I just use those emotions to guide me in a way that allows me to learn something and grow. And the quicker I can alchemize that energy I into something beneficial, because that's what it's literally here for me to learn, to teach, to grow, to evolve me in some way. So I take it and I use it and I alchemize it into something that is beneficial for me. So I've experienced recently a lot of uncomfortable emotions, and I felt like there was a lot happening within that helped me see things clearer and understand things deeper. So I was grateful for them, right? And I was able to alchemize that and move through it much quicker. Where in past lives, I want to call it, past lives, I'd be out here like clinging to this and blaming other people and like playing the victim and like all the things that keeps you stuck in that low vibration. Like, you're not supposed to be stuck there. It's designed to give you information to help you move on and up. It's not meant to keep you stuck. So it has a purpose, and even though it isn't pleasant, it's still designed for you to grow and learn from. So yeah, it's really been that for me lately. I just feel like this journey, this enlightenment journey, I always say that I feel like it wasn't something that I chose, because my life got flipped upside down, like literally, and I was in despair and I was depressed and I was like, very, very low. And I my heart was broken. I felt like there was no purpose in my life. I felt like I had no reason to live. And I was just very much over it, for lack of better words. Like, I was over it. Excuse me, confirmation burp, I guess. So I was ready. I was like, get me the fuck out of here, to be honest. Like, I do not want to be here. I don't see the purpose of being here. What is this for? This sucks. It feels like shit. I feel this hurts so bad. Like, the pain I felt when I was going through my lowest point, yo, I swear that's the hardest thing I've ever experienced and the most painful thing I've ever experienced. Like, and it was an invisible pain. Like, that part made it so much harder because it's like you want to express just to people like how bad you feel and how painful this is, and it's like it's left to their interpretation, and they're just like, oh, it's not that bad, you'll get over it. And it's like, meanwhile, you're like dying, you know what I mean? Like, dying literally. And it's like that invisible emotional pain that you feel that no one sees is so devastating and so isolating, and it forces you to go inward, like literally, because you're still looking outside of yourself for sympathy, for support, for help, for all these things, and you're reaching, and nobody is helping you because they don't understand the intensity of the pain and the fact that it's internal. You No one is going to see it. Oh my God, how symbolic is that? Oh my God, how symbolic is that? I just had a revelation. So this internal pain that I felt symbolizes the thing inside of us that is not for anyone else but you. This is not for anyone else but you. In order for you to get what it is that you are designed for, you have to go inside and get it. But you kept looking outside of yourself, asking other people, trying to find it outside. And ultimately I was forced to go inside. Wow, okay. So my gift was inside me the whole time. And the person I was before, very dependent on external validation and love and, respect and all the things I was looking outside myself for. And I'm just like, I need to do this. Well, spirit, source was guiding me and telling me I needed to do this by myself. Like, I need to find myself. And I was looking for outside people to help me, and invisible pain that you experience, no matter how painful, like that was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. And asking other people to understand the level of pain that you're experiencing when they have no physical evidence of it, was hard for them. And I just felt betrayed by it. Like, how could they not see how much pain I'm in? I need help, and they didn't even come to help me. But if I had like a gunshot wound or a broken leg where the bone was like sticking out and I was gushing blood, there would have been, if I got hit by a vehicle, if something catastrophic happened externally, I would get so much aid. Like, people would rush to my aid. Ambulances and, paramedics and my family all would rush to my aid. Get me to the hospital, get me the care I needed, made sure I was stitched up and back in place and everything, get me PT to recover, and get all the things would be lined up for me to get back physically well. But because it was emotional and mental, there was no real evidence of the urgency and the magnitude of the pain. So, yeah, that was really isolating. So I felt like I had no reason to live and I didn't want to be here anymore. And I was like, every night I was just like, please let me go to sleep and not wake up. Please let me go to sleep and not wake up. And if this is triggering to some people, I apologize, but this is what it is. And it was only because ultimately while I was asleep, that was like the only time that I literally didn't feel the intensity of this pain. So I'd rather be asleep, right? Like, just let me go to sleep, please. So anyway, all of that to say that now I recognize the value of that experience. I am grateful for everything that I went through, because I know now that I understand what it did. It woke me up. It it liberated me. It reconnected me to myself, and I was able to learn who I am. You know what I mean? Like, how do I invite people on here? Because without it, share. See, let's just send it out to as many people as not you, not you. All right, so yeah, so yeah, that invisible pain. I don't even know what I was talking about, but that invisible pain was hard to bear. But I am grateful now for everything that has happened, and I'm grateful to be here now. You know what I mean? So ultimately, it feels like there's so much to learn and so much to unlearn. And it's been challenging because I feel like there's this paradox that I'm living in this as this body, this soul in this body. And to exist in this society, in this world, this physical world, while being this infinite spiritual being with all this, you know, power and so much intelligence and access to, you know, all this power, it makes it, I mean, I guess it makes it interesting once you adjust to but it feels very daunting sometimes. And I recognize that we're overstimulated in this environment. Like there's so much that we are just distracted by that we don't give ourselves the time to hone our gifts, to, you know, connect with our power and truly create from a place of knowing, you know what I mean? And I noticed it more and more lately that I don't have the capacity to like process all the things and stay grounded and connected to myself. You know what I mean? Like you're processing cars driving by, chains thinking, you know, bicycle this, and, you know, it's like really training your brain to be present and focused, to like make sure you're always keeping inventory on yourself. You know, like how do you feel? How do you want to feel? And what is being presented to you in this moment that you can use to feel the way you want to feel or experience what you want to experience? And it really is a daily practice. And like I said, it's a paradox because you're processing what you're experiencing, what's in your environment. Meanwhile, you're also connected to source energy and have all this infinite intelligence that can guide you without fear. So it's just a lot. I don't know if anybody else understands what I'm saying, but there's just so much to process, and I just find it challenging to 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 be in this environment for too long. Like I retreat back. Like I need intentional situations that stimulates me on the level that allows me to continue to feel connected to myself. And anytime I'm in an environment that like requires me to engage in things that doesn't necessarily make me feel connected to myself, I I find myself needing to exit that environment more quickly than maybe appropriate. So I'm just like, I'm working through it. You know, I'm working my way through it. I'm recognizing everything. I'm processing everything, and these are just things that I now understand when I can, because I'm in tune with my body and I know how it feels. The sun is beautiful, but it's a bit intense. I'll just give this side of my body a little sun in it. But yeah, it's fun, I guess, to now be able to process and interact with life from this level of awareness. Like, it's so interesting when you are able to observe from this vantage point what's really happening in your physical reality and how you can influence it. See what I mean? I'm being distracted by the neighbor's mower, landscaper. I hope it's not too loud because he over there mowing. I don't know if you can see him. He on that mower in the driveway. Technology is too advanced for them things to still be so loud. Like, why is it so loud? I feel like I should go inside, but it feels so good out here. All right, maybe just for the sake of the noise reduction, I want to be mindful and respectful, so I'll go inside for a short while and talk from in there. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe he went to the other side of the lawn. Maybe we'll be all right. Um, yeah, processing and interacting with life from this vantage point is kind of dope. And it feels really, oh, thank God. I think he went to the backyard. I know he has to come back to the front, so I'm going to try to say as much as I can while he's back there. Oh, I hear him coming back. This is the distractions that I'm talking about. I'm trying to have this deep conversation about my philosophical ideas and findings and all this stuff, and I'm over here distracted by a damn lawnmower. Come on, it's 2025. But anyway, yeah, I'm processing life from a different level of awareness, and I've reached a point in my journey where I feel really empowered. Like, that's really the word that I feel. I don't feel like a victim any longer. I don't feel like I don't worry too much about anything. I know that everything is always working out for me, so there really is no reason for me to be afraid of anything. I just I'm observing. I'm observing, but I'm not absorbing much of, what's going on around me. So, as I navigate life now, like from this moment forward, this is what I'm doing. I'm not trying to do nothing else because I got to the point where I didn't want to fucking be here. So I'm like, if I'm gonna be here, best believe I'm doing it how it would feel. I want shit to feel good to me. And people get mad when you get so adamant about that. Like, everything can't feel good. Like, why not? For you, maybe if you have that belief, then that's what you're gonna experience. But that don't project that belief on me. That's not what I believe. And I do know that everything can't feel good, but I can transmute even the negative things into something that does feel good. So, and if it doesn't feel good, I can still recognize it doesn't feel good and move through it even quicker because I'm so addicted to feeling good that I don't want to feel bad even when I'm feeling bad. So I reach for something better. So that's just been my mindset. And I'm just like, I'm tired of feeling bad. And when I realized that I was like addicted to feeling bad, I was like, yo, why do I do that? Why do I entertain things that does not feel good? And why isn't my goal to feel better? Like, you dwell on shit. You want people to know how angry you are, how bad they did you, and how what they did wrong, and how it's on. Like, you go on and on and on. It's okay to point out something to someone, but like, how long are you gonna stay there? Like, I used to dwell in shit, waddle in shit for mad long, unnecessarily. Now that I know what I know, and I understand energy and stuff now, like, I wasted so much energy on things that was not serving me. And I'm just like, yo, why would you do that? But ultimately, like I said, I have a different vantage point. So I approach life differently. I'm definitely engaging with my reality in the physical differently. And I allow things to teach me what it's meant to teach me because everything is working out for my highest good. Like, if I repeat that shit that shit is running in my subconscious. Like, that is my new subconscious programming. Like, everything is always working out for you. Everything is always working out for you. Everything is always working out for you. And if you know that, if that is your programming, if that is your setting, then you move through life knowing that. You know what I mean? Like, that's your belief. So it changes how you approach life. If you're worried about things not working out, or if you're scared that something bad's gonna happen, and that's your wiring and that's your what's running, that's how you're gonna approach life. So I don't do that shit no more. I'm just like, everything is always working out for me. And even when things doesn't feel so good, it's also working out for me. So I'm not worried about anything. I embrace each day with that knowing, and anytime I get any kind of angst or you know fear creeps in, because it still does. I'm not, I'm still human. I give those are opportunities for me to like strengthen that subconscious programming and belief, because it's when it comes in that you get to utilize that, right? So if you're moving, knowing everything's working out and things are working out, like, oh, look, see, I knew everything's working out. And then you approach some, and then there's never a challenge of you not being certain or it not being evident to you that things are working out. And then you have to trust and implement that knowing, right? And that belief, that new belief. So when things start shifting in a way and I get a little uncertainty, I remind myself things are always working out for me. And then I start looking for opportunities to learn or to grow or to evolve, And it makes life so much more enjoyable and exciting, because I feel like I have more. It's weird because you surrender to the knowing that things are working out for you. You accept the uncertainty and you get excited for it. So how do you when you're moving with intention or with that knowing, but there's no evidence, right? You're moving even though there's no evidence. And the only evidence that we really need is that it always has, right? If you build any kind of belief off of anything, you have to know that everything has always worked out for you. So if you know that because you have evidence of it, why would you be afraid that it wouldn't continue to? So even though you don't always know how it's going to work or what it's going to look like, you know it's going to work out. And if you put your energy in what you want it to feel like and look like, then you'll get something close to that. So just, I don't know, every day is a gift to me, literally. Like when people say every day is a gift, I mean that. Like I feel like I'm unwrapping a gift every day, and I don't even know what that gift is, but I know it's something I asked for. So just being excited about opening something new every day and knowing it's something you want, but not knowing exactly what it is. And that's what life every day feels like to me. And I just feel really grateful and excited and optimistic. My ego energy and my acronyms. So ego is an acronym I made up because it helps me remember the energy I most want to embody. And it stands for E is for ego. I mean, it spells ego, but E is for excited, G is for grateful, and O is for optimistic. So I try to embody those energies when I start feeling. So I just like, all right, ego, especially when the ego start creeping in, like, all right, let's get excited. Let's get, let's be grateful and optimistic, because ego likes to come in and try to like defend you or protect you based on past things that has happened. And it's like the new ego is excited, grateful, and optimistic because we know what's coming is even greater. So we kind of, that's it's a little thing that I use. But I've had to really recreate my life from scratch. When I tell you everything that I freaking built was just a facade. Like literally, it was so superficial, and it was like completely wrapped up in fear ultimately, right? So much I've learned about myself, about my past, about my childhood, my traumas, all the things that was really, as much as I want to be out here, I don't want to be disrespectful to y'all ears, or I don't want that to be a deterrent. We might come back out, but I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on live today. But this feels really good. I'm really grateful for you being here. I'm just go inside real quick because it is loud. Just sit by the window. Curtains. Ooh, it's chilly in here. This AC be bumping. Yeah, so ultimately, ultimately, dang, lost my train of thought. Let's see, what was I saying? What was I saying? Um, I should take this. No, I gotta wash my face and all that. Oh, jeez. So I tie these braids are long and this thing is big. So I tried to tie it up to keep it off my back, and it fell. But what was I saying? Gosh, this daggone lawnmower. See how distracted we get so easily? Oh, is that what I was saying about programming your subconscious mind? My new subconscious programming is everything is always working out for me. And because I know that, I move different. You move different when you know that shit. Like, what are you doing? If you know everything is always working out for you, what are you doing moving all scared? What are you doing? You know what I mean? I be talking to myself, right? Like that. I be talking to myself like that. To like get myself back in the mindset that I need to be in to create the life that I really want, because I am the creator of my life. And that's another knowing. Like, if you know that, how would you move? Like, how do you move knowing something is true? Like, you got to embody that shit. And that's the hard part, because you're still so accustomed to living dependent on this system, right? And to be liberated means you're entering into the unknown, because that's not something you're familiar with. And that's natural, right? To feel that way. So the process of fully embodying these new beliefs and these new truths really requires practice, right? So when you're in these situations that challenges you or keeps you in that loop that you're not enjoying life, or you don't feel good, then that's when you have to check yourself and the programming that's running and what it is that's really displaying itself here, right? So I'm all about accountability. I have like four main core values that I find so attractive, and I literally commit myself to, hold myself accountable to, love to stay with I love to stay in integrity of, and I find I appreciate when people call me out on those things, because it offers me an opportunity to practice. Like, oh shoot, you're right. I'm got to hold myself accountable. But my four core values are, and I feel like they kind of pair, right? So honesty and transparency, I feel, go hand in hand. So you can be honest. Yes, you're telling me the truth, but are you being transparent? So are you telling me the whole truth? So those two go hand in hand. And then there's accountability and vulnerability, because I feel like accountability and vulnerability go hand in hand, because you can't take full accountability without being vulnerable, because you have to be willing to accept and admit that you know, you did whatever, or whatever your truth is. You have to speak your truth to have full accountability. And if you're lying to yourself, you can't really take full accountability. So accountability and vulnerability, I think, go hand in hand. And then honesty and transparency goes hand in hand. Because I don't want you to be like, I told you the truth. I just didn't tell you that part. Like, okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Not here, not now, not ever. I'm definitely not investing my energy into any kind of bullshit ass conversations like that, because you're just avoiding accountability. You're wasting my time. Ultimately, that's my main concern, because I don't have time to waste. Like, literally, money, time is money. You heard it. And I don't have time to waste. I don't waste my energy. Like, I find that shit so disrespectful, yo. Like, when people just you give them your attention and they waste your time on like nonsense. I'm like, that's what you want to say to me? That's what we're doing? And I just be ready to like disconnect. Like, don't do that. Do not waste my time. Like, why are you doing that? Like, and I don't know if it's too much. And if it is, then I'm not for you, because I don't want you wasting my time, and I'm going to call you out on it. Like, I just stop engaging. Like, yo, that's what we're going to do? And those four things really holds me to a higher standard of living, experiences, people, relationships, all the things, right? Like, if I can hold those four things as a standard, like, y'all, if you can't be honest and transparent with me, then we may not be for each other, and that's okay. And if you can't hold me accountable to being honest and transparent, then we are, maybe we don't, what is the point? And if you don't value transparency and vulnerability, then we may not be for each other, and that's okay. That's okay. So I just feel like the four things are core for me. Like they're core for me. They're foundational, and they're all really around communication, because communication requires those four things for it to like be effective and healthy and strong. Those are things that I find are very foundational. So I hold myself to them, and I look for them in people, and I leave people where they're at. I don't force anybody to do anything anymore. Anymore. I'm new, I'm evolving. Don't judge me. I used to be very controlling, but that person don't exist no more, right? I let people do what they do. You know what I mean? I do still like I say what I say because of how I feel when I'm engaging with that person. But when I point something out about you, it's for me to reflect on me, because we're mirrors for one another. So it allows me that, opportunity to reflect on me and see what within me is attracting that thing. So it's a it's an exchange. It's reciprocal. We're here to aid each other in our evolution. So as we evolve and grow and change and move through life, we literally get to co-create, and we all get to contribute to each other's evolution. And ultimately, the butterfly effect, like even people that we've never met had something to do with what we're experiencing today, because we're all co-creating. So when I engage with people that aren't able to, well, just to say this, that don't value these four things, I usually find that there's a conflict with us. So I just check for those four things first, because if we don't have those things in common, then we probably shouldn't be speaking, because I'm gonna hold you accountable to being, you know, honest, transparent, and vulnerable. So do the same, and let's grow together, or leave me here and I'll leave you there and wish you well. Like there's no reason for us to waste our time. Like nobody wasting time no more. Like we wasted enough time. I wasted enough time doing nonsense that did not serve me. So I'm not interested anymore. I'm not. No, stop trying to convince me to waste my time. Like niggas, you really, I'm sorry, I don't know, I want to say that, but people be really trying to convince you to waste your time. Like, you mad because I don't want to waste my time on this? Because I don't feel like whatever this is that you're trying to engage me in is valuable enough for my time. You're trying to, oh, you think you this, you think. And I do. Like, why are you mad though? You know what I mean? People just, I am people, because I was once, there. But I see things differently now. I really just respect everybody's individual journey. I am grateful for any interactions that I have with individuals that I attract into my reality, and I, move through it with grace, knowing that we're all evolving at different rates, at different pace, at different levels. We're all somewhere different on our journey. So when we encounter someone, we just have to observe their reality. And that's such a beautiful thing to me, because I feel like one thing I really value and appreciate is the opportunity to witness another person's evolution, right? And even greater if I can aid, right? Like to know that I contributed to. I mean, I know I do no matter who I interact with, because I think everything is valuable for all of our journeys. However, like to intentionally contribute to the growth and the evolution of another being is something that is top tier for me. So that is like the cherry on top. So as we move through, we all are aiding in each other's evolution, whether we want to or not, whether we want to believe it or not. It doesn't matter. It's happening, and it's beautiful to have an inside view of someone else's experience, and we would never know what it is unless they let you in. So I'm grateful for all the people that allow me to get a view into their reality. And I don't come here to judge or make it right or wrong, make it better or worse. I'm just here to observe and appreciate. So, yeah, as I move through this phase of my life, it's feeling a lot more empowered. Like empowerment is the word that I'm carrying, because I feel liberated. I'm a sovereign being on this planet. All my needs are provided for by the universe, and I have the power within me to create anything I want. So I'm on a mission to see what I can create, and I have like so much confidence in my ability, and so much confidence in who I am, that it almost scares me. Like, that's what's scary for me. Like, the level of confidence that I have is like, yo, this is scary. I don't know if they're ready for this. But I feel very empowered, you know. I definitely have a lot to learn. And that excites me, you know, because I will never know everything. This is not a destination, this is a journey. So I'm grateful and excited for this journey. I'm grateful and excited for everything that has happened. Well, I'm grateful for everything that has happened so far in my life. And I look back with gratitude. I look forward with optimism, and I stay in excitement for the present moment. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe grateful for the present moment. I don't know. You can spin it however, because I think I have all that for all of them. But ultimately, being present is what has allowed me to really recognize how powerful, like, the Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is what really, really helped me realize how powerful being present is. And that's a constant practice for me. It's a constant practice. At first, it was so challenging. Like, I don't know how anybody else feels about this, but being present after always being in your head and time traveling and just on autopilot, not being like present most of your life, that was like one of the hardest things I had to do, man. And I feel like I say that with a lot of these things that I had to learn, but it ultimately, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, like all of it, right? But this part, like being present, and then learning to choose, like, be intentional. So awareness and intentionality, like being conscious and present and aware, and then choosing how you want to move forward instead of allowing the automated responses to project you. Like, it's like knee-jerk reactions, right? Like, something happens, your body responds, and you have a knee-jerk reaction. We don't want to keep reacting, right? We want to respond. So there's a slower process that requires you to be present and, like, literally process what you're experiencing and feeling in your body, understanding what it is that's it's telling you, where it's coming from, and then deciding how you want to respond. And that's a slower process, right? Like, we're so used to, like, responding, reacting, like, everything's so quick, 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 quick. So this process of slowing down and being present was really challenging for me. I was like, okay, breathe. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Breathe. Everything is okay. Like, even like, so when I get those angst, I would get like, when my phone would go off, like if someone texts me, I would feel like I have to respond right away, right away. And I started by like turning off the notifications on my apps. So like all my social media apps does not notify me. I was getting notifications when my friend commented about someone else's picture or some bullshit, like constantly being ping, 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 ping. And you're like, what? And you're just distracted, not even realizing it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to choose what I'm going to go on Instagram and check. I'm on there enough as it is. I don't need it to tell me when to go on, right? So I definitely don't have that any longer, but I still, like, when someone would text me, I would feel this urge and urgency to respond right away. So now I had to, like, allow that to also be something that is okay sitting, and I'll get to it in a more intentional and conscious way, because I'm allowing my body to slow down, and that's what this process is about. So like, not continuing to allow the outside external stimuli to dictate your next move. You get to consciously and intentionally choose how and where you want to go and how you want to move and what you want to give your energy to, and really like recalibrate, because all the things that we're constantly doing is keeping us more distracted and more disconnected. And to be honest, it's intentional. This is how it's been designed, because we are powerful beings, and they know that. And they know that if we got access to this power and learned how to use it, we would not be able to be controlled. So that being said, we have to embed in these things ways to keep them distracted and focused on the things we need them focused on, because they know how energy works. Where attention goes, energy flows. And if they're harnessing our energy to keep this system running, they're going to need us focused on certain things. So they have intentionally done that to keep us working the system. So breaking free from that is challenging, and it's been really, really hard for me. But I didn't want to be here anyway. So please believe, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna do it my way. So I have no desire to continue to conform to societal norms, external expectations, other people's idea of who I should be and how I should feel and what I should like and what I should eat and what I should do and how I should look and all the things. Like, we are just conforming to everybody else's idea of who we should be, and nobody is doing and being who they really are. Authenticity is the highest frequency. Like, being truly, authentically, genuinely yourself. Like, you have gifts inside you that only you can give, only you can express. And you sitting here letting somebody else decide what you use and how you express and what you invest your energy into. Like, you can't keep letting people outside of you decide who you are. Like, oh, empowered. When I tell you I'm empowered, I feel so empowered, because I get excited to go out into the world as myself. Like, every opportunity I'm able to show up as myself. And when I show up as myself, I challenge myself to do it, because sometimes it's not comfortable, and it's something that I sometimes, and I still do it. I'm still learning to be myself in every situation. And a lot of times I come home and I think about how I interacted in that situation, and I'm like, I was like, okay, I see I did this because of that. I didn't speak my truth fully here because I guess there's still something underlying in me that still wants there to be something that isn't. And there's a control factor. There's so many things that you get to uncover in yourself when you do your self-reflection and introspection after a situation has already happened, right? So you sit with yourself and you like play back how you responded and what you were feeling, and uncover what it is that you actually wanted to do but wasn't able to do in that moment. And then you uncover maybe there's something still underlying in you that needs healing, right? Like, I was still struggling from like wanting people to know that I'm a good person, and I know I'm a good person, but somehow I still felt the need to have other people validate it for me. And it's like, if they don't see your greatness, they don't see your goodness, it doesn't mean you're not good. That's not how that's not how this is, we're not doing that. That's not how we do this. So my value isn't wrapped up in someone else's ability to see it. It's, I get to decide what my value is. And either you recognize the same thing or you don't, and that's okay. And I'm not for you. You know what I mean? If you don't see the value in me, that's okay. I'm just not for you. it doesn't change my value, right? Like if you let external things decide where, what your value is, then you'll never fully embrace your true value. Anywho, I can go on and on and on about this stuff, but I do feel like I have to use the bathroom and I have to gather myself, or take the stuff off, brush my teeth, do all the things to get my day started. But I'm just going to continue to document what I'm going through. I want to also make a series about what I've been through. And I want to ultimately create a life that feels good to me. And by doing that, I really want to inspire others to do the same. I want to experience the true essence of another being. I don't want any fakeness. You know what I mean? People out here pretending to be something they're not. And again, I am people. I was people. I still sometimes am people. So I get it. However, that's not the goal. That's not the goal. Before we did it without even understanding we were doing it, right? Now I recognize when I still do it because I've been doing it for so long, sometimes it still creeps in. And I know that this is not what we're doing, So the goal is always to not do that and to show up full and take accountability for our own lives. Ultimately, we have to recognize that we are the only one in control of us. Like the only thing you can control is yourself. So when I hear people give away their power to other people, it breaks my heart and it's very unattractive. And I'm just like, eek, that's what you're saying? You saying that someone else has control over you? Okay. Because sometimes I feel like I don't have control over myself. Like I would do something, then I'm like, oh, I don't know why I did that. And then, but when I say someone else made me do something or something outside of me made me do something, that I can't really, yeah, that's icky to me. So accountability is very important because I want to be able to create a life that feels good to me and know that I ultimately get to decide for myself what that looks like. So I have to do what's best for me regardless of how other people feel about it. And other people are going to have opinions and they're going to have motives and they're going to have, interests in, you moving a certain way because it may benefit them in some way. Like it feels better when you are not yelling or not so loud or don't dress this way or don't talk with this tone or don't feel this way. Like you can't tell people how to feel, what to do, what to say. You can't. You just get to accept them for who they are and then decide how you want to move, not what they need to do. It's like pointing out how you feel as you engage with other people is important because it's a two-way street. Like we're both aiding in each other's evolution. We're both on our individual journey, but we're each offering each other something on our journey. So when you don't say how you really feel in fear of hurting someone else's feelings, it only points out that you still have work to do on yourself because you should feel confident and empowered enough to speak your truth regardless of who likes it or how people feel about it, because you're not doing it out of malice, right? You're doing it out of wanting to be honest and truthful and genuine and authentic in this moment. So if my authenticity and my real feelings offend you, then that's a you problem, right? So there's that part where I ultimately prefer you telling me the hard truth and allowing me to work through those emotions that come up from hearing that hard truth, because it offers me an opportunity for growth that I wouldn't have otherwise. So when we spare people because you don't want to hurt them, you're actually robbing them of an opportunity for growth. So I don't recommend it. So if you with me, you're probably going to hear the hard truth. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be hard. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to know that it's hard. It's hard for me to say this to you, but I have to say it. And you have to appreciate that, because I do. If someone said, this is really hard for me to say, but I have to say it, tell me the hard truth. Let me hear it. You could preface it with that. That's fine. But don't rob me of an opportunity for growth because you're scared. Like, what are you scared of? It should be making me tight. But anyway, I don't live there very long. We'll get the little, and then I move on. So yeah, there's so many different things now that I'm doing that I just feel like it's a daily practice, like reclaiming your life and doing what you feel is best for you outside of what societal norms look like and what people's expectations are and how you used to be and what people remember you as and what society is saying and the systems are doing. Like, there's so much opposition for you to move through this and become who you are destined to be. And it's important that you still stay the course, because what is the point otherwise? Like, I keep saying this, like, I did not want to be here. Like, I got so low that I literally did not want to be here. But I know now that if I'm here, I don't know. I guess I've never been on live this long because it was like asking me to verify something. Either way, if I'm still gonna be here, please believe that I'm living it the way I want to live it. I'm speaking my truth no matter who the fuck likes it. Like, you don't have to like it. You also don't have to be in my life. You don't have to be around me. Like, you literally have two legs that work. Go that way. Don't stay here if you're not happy. Like, people stay in your face unhappy, faking, acting like they're good, talking shit behind your back, not confronting you, too scared to tell you the truth, and they're mad because you never knew. Like, how you mad I don't know something you never told me? That shit is such a waste of time, yo. I can't. I have no desire. I have no energy. I have nothing. No, I don't. The minute you display that that's how you move, I'm like, we're good here. We're so good. Because if you never told me you had a problem with something, how do you expect me to know? I'm just out here being me, doing whatever, thinking we good, and you pretending, smiling, laughing, and meanwhile you like got all these qualms. Like, hello, do we need to do a weekly check-in? And even then, are you going to be honest? But yeah, that should be making me mad. I was just like, oh, why do that? And then when you don't, I mean, I guess nobody owes anybody anything. If that's how you want to operate, fine. But I just want you to know that I do not operate that way, and I do not appreciate people that operate that way. So if that's how you operate, please stay over there. It's cool. Just stay over there. Stay right over there. I don't have, we're good. So I just set my standards and I hold myself to them, and I respect people that hold me accountable to them, and I'm clear about what is important and what I value. Like I said, they're kind of paired up, right? Honesty and transparency. You can't just be honest without being transparent in my book. They go hand in hand. They come together. They're paired. You can't take them. No, they stuck. So don't just be honest. Be transparent, because people like to tell you half truths and be like, I didn't lie. At least I just didn't tell you the truth. Don't do that. We're not doing that. I need transparency. And I'm detail oriented too, so I feel like I need to know all the details. Like, give me all the details. Why didn't you tell me that part? What happened? Why you leave that out? And when you're telling stories, I want to know all the details. Tell me everything. What color was the hair? Were they short or tall? Were they dark skin or light skin? Their lips big or not? Like, how many steps they took? When they end up there? All right, maybe that's a little detail, but you know what I mean. Like, I need details. So transparency and honesty go hand in hand, and then there's vulnerability and accountability. I don't think you can take full accountability if you're not willing to be vulnerable. So those four things are my standards, my base foundation for who I allow in my space and who I give my energy to, and you know, I just don't waste my time on people that don't have the capacity or the ability to do those things, or have no interest in them. You know, I'm clear about what's important and what I value, and if it's something that you don't care for, like, I mean, I don't think accountability is that important. All right, good to know. I'm not gonna argue about why you think. I it's not an argument. That's just how you feel, and it's good to know from like off rip. Like, let's keep it 100 from now, because I'm not about to go down the line later and like, oh, you knew I didn't care about no accountability, and here you are trying to hold me accountable for not being accountable. Like, I'm not doing that with you. So I think the framework I created has really helped me on this journey, because I didn't know who I was before. I was literally just some version of me that was created from fear and trauma, and I didn't really have a lot of understanding of who I was. I was very much a people pleaser. And I recognize now, after doing some, digging into my childhood trauma and understanding why I attracted the certain things that I attracted into my life, I recognize that, I don't know if you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but it's a pyramid. It's a psychological theory about human motivation. It talks about the 5 pillars of needs, of human needs. And at the baseline bottom, there is the physiological needs, food, water, rest, procreation, peeing, pooping, all the things that keeps the body functioning and alive. So that's the baseline. Like, if you don't have those, you might as well be dead. And then next level of needs is safety. And that could be like physical safety, financial safety, just feeling like you have the resources you need to survive. And above that is love and belonging. And then above that is esteem. Love and belonging is community, feeling part of, feeling loved. And above that, like I said, is esteem, basically how you feel about yourself, your confidence, and who you are, and how people view you is esteem. And then above that is like self-actualization and your full potential. So in order to reach your full potential, these baseline needs have to be met. And in childhood, my basic needs were not met. So I was constantly searching for those needs to be met. And even though as a child I was dependent on my parents or my caregivers to provide my needs because I was a child, when I became an adult, because they weren't provided in childhood, I was still looking for someone to provide those needs for me as an adult. So I realized that I can now fulfill those needs for myself because I am the adult. So I turned it around and started doing the things that I needed for me and stopped looking. I stopped looking for someone else outside of me to fulfill those needs. And everything shifted for me after that. So once I learned to love myself and validate myself and really get to know myself, things got easier for me. And I was no longer dependent on external factors to define me. Literally when I lost my life that I built crumbled and I lost everything, I literally felt like I had no reason to live. Like, I felt like there was no purpose in living any longer. And that alone proves that I was so attached to external things. Like, obviously, I'm still alive. Just because I don't have a car anymore doesn't mean I don't exist. And the fact that you think you have no reason to exist because you don't have something external is wild, right? And that's really where I was. But I feel like it was a necessary evil because I understand deeper now why that was so important, and the lesson I learned and the growth and the expansion and the evolution that I experienced because of having that it's irreplaceable. It's invaluable, So I'm very grateful, honestly, because it's just the opportunity to experience this side of things. And I think it was Tyler Perry I was watching one day, and he was saying that his story is pretty interesting. He said he was homeless and, living I don't know. I don't want to misspeak because I don't have all the details and I can't remember it, but I know he had a really rough past and he felt like at one point he wasn't going to make it either. And look where he is now. Like it's those beautiful stories that really inspires people to keep going and to do this work and to actually believe in themselves and invest in themselves. Like we invest in everything and everyone else but ourselves. Why is that okay? Like why do we feel bad about doing that? And self-care is not selfish. And they made it seem like it's selfish to put yourself first. I want you to put yourself first. I don't want to be responsible for anybody but myself. Like, honestly, the minute you try to put any kind of responsibility on me for you, I get turned off. Like, wait, now, I don't mind contributing, and I love I love a good win-win. That's always my goal. Like win-wins work for me. But if it ever comes down to you or me, I am choosing me. There's no way around it. I'm not going to ever sacrifice myself for anything or anyone. Because if I'm not good, then what? Then I'm going to be dependent on you to make sure I'm good. I'm not doing that. You take care of you and I will take care of me. I do not want to be responsible for anybody. I'm already responsible for a child, and that's hard enough. I do not want to be responsible for anybody else. I don't know if you heard me. I don't want to be responsible for anybody else. I'm only responsible for me. So when I don't feel good, it's me, right? Even though I'm interacting with you and maybe you trigger something in me that made me not feel good, it's ultimately me. Why do I not feel good? I'm not blaming you. I'm not telling you you have to act or do or say something a certain way because if you did, then I wouldn't feel this way. That means I'm not taking accountability for how I feel, and I'm giving you the responsibility of making sure I'm good. I don't need you to do that. If you do, great. I'm not saying there's in times where things that you do benefit me and it feels good, but do I need you to? No. Do you have to feel obligated to? No, especially if it abandons your needs or sacrifices who you are. Like I want to experience the fullest, most authentic version of you, your truest essence, and your job is to express that fully in order for me to experience that. So if you're doing things that you don't want to do and blah, 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 like, don't do that. So I definitely just want to be able to be around authentic people and have genuine connections. That surface level pretending bullshit is whack as hell to me. Like, at some point, you have to be willing to show up as who you are because everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be, accepted for who they are, but then they don't show up. But then they show up as someone else. How am I supposed to, it's exhausting, to be honest. But it's definitely it's definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey. And it's a journey that I've been on for, I don't know, what year is this? 2025. So probably 4 years, 3 or 4 years. And it's been an interesting journey. I'm in my 40s, so it took me a while to get here, but I look at it now like I have all this time now to use this, and I have all this experience. So at this phase of my life, I can do so much more, and I'm excited to see what it turns out to be. So that's where we at. Honestly, life is lifing. It's gonna keep lifing, but we get to decide how we interact with it. So don't be out there knee-jerking your way through life. Slow down, be present, be intentional, choose how you want to respond. Because that's where your superpower lies. Like it's in the present moment, it's connecting and choosing you, because you are the creator of your reality. And whatever you give your attention to is where your energy is going. And that's what you're creating more of. So there's got to be a time where you start looking at yourself and choosing differently, because otherwise you're just going to keep perpetuating the same cycles. It's going to come in different forms, but it's going to give you the same feeling. And that's why when I say it doesn't even matter what your life needs to look like, the details of how it looks is not really your concern. Like, you should just be more concerned about the feeling. Because just like life keeps regurgitating the same feeling in different forms, like you run into the same man, but a different man, but the same problems, it's just repackaged. It's just packaged different, but it's the same shit. So until you change, nothing changes. So do that work, man. Invest in yourself. Do that work. You're working all your life for somebody else just to feel miserable and unfulfilled. Like, do that work on yourself. Invest in yourself. And that's what I've been doing. Like, honestly, this framework that I came up with is called the Strong Sense of Self. It's a personalized roadmap to freedom and liberation, because I had to create something sustainable that was rooted in who I really was, and like keeping me connected to myself no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much shit out there that pulls us in directions that we don't always want to go in, and we're not strong enough. We don't have a roadmap to keep us on track, and this has done that for me. And I've had the opportunity of utilizing it for the past year or so. And I'm telling you, the shift in my life, oh my gosh, y'all, it's about to get, it's about to get so wild. Like, I'm so excited. Big ego energy, baby. You know what I mean? Like, excited, grateful, and optimistic. Like, that is the energy I'm embodying. Like, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. There's literally like 0 people in my life right now, and I'm still hyped because I am just in my truest, most authentic essence right now. And I just feel so liberated. And I think this is going to be my morning routine. I'll probably get a little more presentable from time to time because I do feel better when I feel, but I also feel good because I feel like I'm being raw, and I'm going with the flow, and I'm choosing to do it when it sparks instead of trying to be prepared. I gotta make sure the script is right, make sure the outfit is right, make sure my hair is right, make sure the makeup, oh, which filter should I use? Those are cute too, sometimes too. I mean, I might know them, but do I need that to show up? I just want to show up. And this is how I'm showing up today. This is how I'm showing up. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm showing up today. I had some time this morning. I decided to do my da-da-da if that's the case. But today, I'm just here. You know what I mean? I got a lot going on, a lot of things that I'm moving through, and I'm just grateful for all the things that I now know that I can use to help me move through these things. And I'm not really dependent on external things to help me, although things are coming in that is helping me. It's coming in. I'm not looking for. Ooh. Things are coming in. I am not looking for anything. I am literally surrendering, allowing, and trusting. That is what I'm doing. And things are coming in that is aiding me on my journey, that is supporting me. And I'm not looking for it. It's just coming in, baby. I get paid to exist every week. I get paid to exist and do me. I get paid. Oh my God. I got to pee so bad. I got to go before I end up with a bladder infection, I guess. So I wish I could talk longer. And I don't know if it's okay to leave y'all. I could leave y'all outside the bathroom. Is that weird? Do people do this on live? Because I don't want to get off, but I also still have to use the bathroom. So what if I just leave that there? All right, all right, all right. So try to be as quick as I could, but I have to hop off here at least 10 o'clock anyway, because I have a so chilly in here. So I'm gonna go back outside. Hopefully it's not too loud. I do want to do some grounding also. It was really nice out earlier. Still feels pretty good. So I like to stand on my grass and get some energy from the earth time to time. I don't even know what I was saying before I went to the bathroom, but yeah, just navigating life a little different based on I was saying I had to rebuild my life, so I created a framework that keeps me grounded and connected to myself while navigating this physical reality and all the different creations that are happening simultaneously. That has nothing to do with me, right? So I got to remember that. Like, they all out here doing their own thing. They not, they got nothing to do with me. And the fact that so many different realities can exist simultaneously is pretty fascinating. So I try not to, well, I do my best not to, compare myself to anybody, because then it like makes me uncomfortable in who I am, because there's no need for comparison, right? We're just all out here doing our own thing, and we're given opportunities to engage with other beings on their journey, and we get a little glimpse into their reality depending on how intimate the connection is. And I am grateful for those. I've always marveled at that. Like, wow, we're both experiencing the same thing, but we're experiencing it differently. That's so wild. So to think that your experience is the one and only is wild. I see people drive by in their vehicles and I'm wondering what they're listening to, what they're thinking, where they're going, where they're coming from. So many elements of their reality I don't know that makes up what they're experiencing. So it's pretty dope. Yeah. So show up as yourself. Always be true to you. I look for a win-win, honestly, because I think that's the best way for things to work out if we both can benefit. You know what I mean? So always looking for that first. And if it comes down to me or you, baby, I'm choosing me and you should choose you and see what happens from there, because don't do that. We're not doing that. I don't want to be responsible for nobody but myself. And just know I will never hold you responsible for me. Yeah, it's nice out here. So my ultimate goal is to share my experiences. Mostly for me, it's documenting, right? I feel like I want to document my experience, because what's gonna be left when I'm gone? This is my legacy. Technically, I want to document it. And I've been waiting to do it in a way that feels right. I've been comparing myself to other people already doing it, thinking I don't have enough knowledge or experience or the right equipment or, whatever, that other people have. And it's like, people don't have my story. And that's what, that's what I'm sharing. It doesn't even matter. So I feel so ready at this point to just be open and honest and transparent about this journey, and really put it out there so other people can have some kind of real life example of what it looks like to navigate this shit. Because when I tell you, I felt so crazy knowing that this stuff was happening to me. without me knowing, I was like, yo, what? What do you mean? I was like, what do you mean I don't have control? And they were like, you know this thing called the amygdala? I was like, what the hell is that amygdala? How do you even spell that? Like learning this stuff brand new, like not knowing this stuff is blowing my mind. I'm like, what do you mean? And I'm in this body and it's doing all these things without me knowing. I'm like, how would I? Why don't I know that? Why hasn't someone taught me that? Why am I? Oh my gosh, it was wild to me. So that's what really got me going. And I was just like, I have to be able to control myself because if I can't control myself and I don't know what I'm doing and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, when people ask you, why did you do that? People get offended. They're like, what do you mean? Why did I do it? Yes. Why did you do that? And it's like that moment of reflection and being able to proudly say, well, I did it because of this and because I value that. And this is why, you know what I mean? Like actually having a genuine reason instead of getting defensive about because they asked you what your reason was. It's like we're just passing up opportunities for growth left and right. Like we're just so scared of our own growth and our and showing our true selves that we just continue to like cause conflict instead of taking responsibility and actually owning our lives. Like we have the power and we constantly give it away willy nilly. Like you are not, no one else is responsible for you at the end of the day. Like I can't decide where to go. It's like it's cold inside, it's too windy outside. Either way, it's it's not cute. It's unattractive, honestly. In my opinion, you know what I mean? This is just my world. In my opinion, it's unattractive to hear when people complain about somebody else not doing something that they wanted them to do. So you're complaining that you didn't have control over somebody else. Like if you had only done this, what I told him to do, da, 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 like, or blaming someone else for you feeling the way you feel. Like they made me do that. They made me feel this way. They made me da 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 da. Well, they may have done something to trigger that feeling, but why do you feel that way? And when you ask someone why, they don't take that as an invitation to like dig deeper or to give someone else a taste of who they really are. Like, you want to know something about me? It's like, yeah, why did you do that? And they genuinely want to know. People like they get defensive instead of like excited. Like you want people to know who you are. You want to be accepted for who you are, but you show up as someone else. And when you're given the opportunity to tell people who you really are, you get offended and defensive. So it's like you have all these blocks up preventing people from knowing who the real you, but then you get upset when people don't know you. I don't know. It's a paradox, I guess. We all navigate the same shit because I still deal with that sometimes. But either way, when I ask why you do something, it's because I genuinely want to know. And if you get offended by my question, that's a you problem, right? So I'm learning to decipher and discern what's a them problem and what's a me problem. Because the me problem could be that my tone or my delivery might be a little abrasive. Because if my goal is to be genuinely inquisitive and like interested, my tone shouldn't sound offensive, right? So I'm like, okay, that might be a me problem. Not the question so much, but the way I said it, maybe. And I'm okay with addressing that because I can be a little abrasive sometimes and not everybody can handle it. And that's cool. But I'm never coming with any malice or ill intent. I genuinely am so interested and intrigued and like want to connect on a deeper level. So when I ask questions is to get a deeper understanding of who I'm dealing with and what this is, you know? So getting defensive because I asked the question doesn't necessarily help, but it shows me something, right? So maybe they have guards up and maybe my tone isn't productive. So there's two things. There's always two things happening. So I try to look for the cause, the impact, and the role I played in not getting the results I want. Because if I'm trying to get genuine answers and build a deeper connection, what am I not doing that fosters that? Whether they decide to take offense to my question or not, maybe I could adjust my tone. So I have opportunities to practice being a better version of you every day. And that's what I'm looking forward to ultimately. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to do these more often and yeah, just start sharing. I want to document ultimately. This is me documenting my journey, not necessarily looking for views. The more engagement, the better, of course, because I know other people are also going through this. And ultimately, I would love to support each other and share what I've learned. And if it helps, great. If it can help, like, I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Like, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to experience. This enlightenment journey. Once you wake up, I don't know if everybody has to go through that, like that catastrophic event in your life for you to like get shaken out of the sleep that we're in. But that's what happened to me. And I literally want to avoid that from happening to as many people as possible. I want them to wake up, but not as dramatic as I had to wake up. Like maybe if we don't fall asleep at all or too deeply, then we wouldn't need such a dramatic shaken up, because I got shooken the fuck up. That was not fun. And so I want to offer something that helps people have a easier transition into awakening, right? Have it be more of an intentional process than like source, creator, God, universe, like spirit finally having no choice but to, flip the freaking table over. Like, all right, I've been nudging you your whole life. I've been trying to guide you. I know I'm not loud and obnoxious like all this outside stuff, but I've been trying to guide you and you're not getting the hint. So unfortunately, this is what has to happen. And you get shaken up, you know what I mean? Like your life gets flipped upside down, things crumble, you fall, everything falls apart, and you have no choice but to rebuild. And I don't know if that's a necessary part of the process. That's my problem. Like, I don't want people to have to go through that shit. That shit was so painful. But because of it, I have such my level of compassion, my depth of understanding, like everything is like amplified. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, I just, to me, I feel like you shouldn't have to go through that to get to where I'm at today. And that's my goal, like to avoid you having to go through that. But if you are going through that, it's okay too. Like this is also for you because it'll help you get through it because I've been through it. My goal is to avoid you going through it. But if you're going through it, baby, I'm here with you because that shit is not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's so confusing. It's so challenging. It's so painful. It's so like, man, oh man. So yeah, this is the framework I created. It's called the Strong Sense of Self framework. And it is literally a personalized roadmap to freedom. So I am just going to share what I went through and how I developed and what I used to help me get through because that shit was not easy, yo. Whew. That shit was not freaking easy. Oh. But I'm here. I am so grateful. And I'm super excited. Big ego, big ego. I have so many acronyms. Not so many, because I don't want to have too many, but I'm going to use these. It's used throughout my framework, right? And the roadmap to help you, to help guide you in easy references to remind you really quickly, right? Like ego, right? When I start feeling any kind of negative emotion, my ego, I know it's my ego trying to protect me. And I just reframe the word ego to mean excited, grateful, and optimistic. So I can embody those emotions as I move through whatever this other ego is trying to protect me from. So that's just one acronym that I use, and I use it throughout my course and my framework to help me navigate, life from this level of awareness. And it's been really beautiful. I've oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. It's really helped me in every aspect of my life. And right now, my life feels so amazing. And to be honest, if you're on the outside looking in, you would not understand why I feel this good. You wouldn't. And it's crazy because that's what I was saying earlier about like that invisible pain. This joy that I feel, you can't understand from the outside why I feel so happy. Look how the tables turned. Oh my God. This joy I feel inside my soul, you can't explain it based on my physical reality. Because if you took inventory of my current circumstances, you'll be like, why is she so happy? That'll be what's she excited about? You know what I mean? Like this is about to, what? You have nope. But I am excited. I am grateful and I am optimistic because that is all I need. Why? Because the programming that's running in my subconscious says everything is always working out for me. So what else should I be? Bars, baby. Let me stop. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, I'm cracking myself up. This is great. I love this. I'm going to do this every day because I'm tired of talking to myself. Even though this is still technically talking to myself, I feel like I'm releasing and I have like an outlet. So this is what I'm going to do from now on every morning. What time is it? It's 9:55. So I'll probably come on here like 8-ish. I don't know. We'll see. I don't like to hold myself too but this feels really good. And I want to keep doing things that feel good. And that's my goal. And this feels really good. So I'm just going to keep doing it. So be prepared to be sick of me, baby. My corny bars. But yeah, we out here. We living, we creating, we unlearning, and we thriving, baby. We rising too. Yeah, it's going to be grand rising. Let's rise. So rise is one of my acronyms also, right? It's mainly like the all-encompassing goal of my life, I guess. Or my work, the work that I do. I think the RISE acronym would encompass that. And it literally just means relate, inspire, support, and empower. So relating is the main one or the first one. And the way I relate, I'm just communicating, sharing my story, telling y'all what I learned, interacting with y'all. If you could relate, great. If it resonates, great. Come through, we'll talk, we'll figure it out. Like you have to be able to relate to me and have a commonality with me so that we can feel connected. And it's about that connection first. We have to be able to connect on some level to maintain any kind of relationship. So relate, then inspire, because by sharing our stories and relating to each other, we inspire others to do the same. So relating inspires, and then support. So we relate. By relating, we inspire others. And then by inspiring others, we can support. We can create a community of support around everyone that's relating and inspiring each other. And relate, inspire, support, and empower, baby. Back to empowerment. Like we are out here empowering each other to step into our truth, live authentically, and create a life that feels good to you. Not to me, not to them, not to you. Feels good to me. Me. Self-care is not selfish. You have to take care of you. You're the only one that can provide all of your needs. You do not need anything or anyone outside of yourself. So feel empowered to do for you, to prioritize you, to make sure you're good. Like I said, 50-50 is my goal. I love a good 50-50. Like, no, not 50, win-win. 50-50, not real. Win-win. And I have a whole formula on how and where, like how I invest and where I invest my time and energy, because I know now that that's like the only currency, like, is energy. And we have been given our energy to things that isn't serving us. So now I have a formula, which is included in the Strong Sense of Self Personalized Roadmap to Freedom, that helps me decide the value, right? The return on my investment. So if I invest my time and energy in something, what am I getting back? And there's three different categories that you gauge, and it's value, fulfillment, and joy. So what was the value? What did I earn? What did I gain? What did I learn? How did I grow? How did I become better from this experience, right? Or from this investment? And then value, fulfillment is the next category. And you measure fulfillment by how you showed up. Were you able to be a version of you, the most authentic version of you? Or was the version of you, were you proud of the version of you that showed up or able to show up to this opportunity, to this relationship, to this experience, right? And you gauge that, like, the version of me that I felt I needed to be to fit in here doesn't really work for me. I don't really feel being myself, blah, 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 whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it's, you gauge it from 1 to 100 or whatever. And if the value is so high, but the fulfillment is not as high as you'd like it to be, it kind of balances itself out. And then the third category is joy, right? You want to enjoy what you're doing. Ultimately, I'm addicted to feeling good. So wherever I go, whatever I do, whoever I'm with, I want to be able to say I enjoyed that. And I'm not going to intentionally choose to invest in something that makes me miserable. So joy is a category that I also use to measure and gauge if an investment is worth the return. So that's another thing that I teach and I offer to my clients, and I want to offer to you guys so you can, intentionally invest in things that actually is worth the investment. So you feel like you're getting something, there's value, there's fulfillment and joy in this investment. So we look for those, and it's now part of our processing, what we do and how we navigate the world, because now with everything that we do is a choice. We choose to invest our time and energy in things, people, relationships, whatever. And we don't really gauge the return. Like, what is the return on this investment? So now it's more intentional, and we have a formula to help us do that. And that's what I use and been using and still use, because it helps. It really does. And it makes me feel good to know that I have a foundation that is rooted in who I am and what I value. So then it just empowers me to keep moving in the direction of my highest self. And I know I'm being guided, and I just trust whatever it is that's coming and use everything that's given to me to help me. So that is what I am currently doing. Like I said, I love this. This feels really good. I'm going to keep doing what feels good. So this is how I'm showing up. And I invite you to show up, show up. Show up for you, show up as you, show the world who you are, and be true to yourself, honor yourself, trust yourself, and know that everything is always working out for you. Everything. That's like the most powerful thing to know. And the unknown is it's where everything is. You can't stay in the familiar. You already know what this is. You want something greater, and something greater is waiting for you. So you got to go into the unknown and get it. You can't stay here and get it. You'll just keep getting what you've been getting. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. This feels so good. I don't want to get off because this feels so good. What am I going to do when I get off here? I got stuff to do, to be honest. I got a lot of stuff to do. So I got to figure out how to wean myself off of this thing because this feels really good. And I want to keep doing it because it feels good. So I got to figure out how to save these lives, how to repurpose them. Do they save? I don't know nothing about this stuff. This is y'all really witnessing my journey, like new to this. I've gone live before, but I've never really interacted with it much. I ended up like inviting someone or accepting someone's invitation and didn't know how to get them off because they weren't really contributing anything. I was like, what am I doing? So this is something new for me, and I'm going to have to learn how to engage better with you guys. But again, I'm mainly doing this for documentation purposes, which that's not an excuse, right? I should still learn how to do this. And I do want to ultimately engage more, have discussions, but you'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. One day at a time. We'll just continue to share the journey and rise together. So this is how I'm showing up today. I have a lot going on for documentation purposes. Today is Monday, July 22nd. What day is it? 21st. Okay. It's Monday, July 21st. So I do have some stuff moving, a lot of moving parts in my life right now. So I'm juggling a lot. And I'm proud of myself for how I'm managing it. So I'm going with the flow ultimately, reminding myself of all the things that I know and allowing those things to guide me and resisting the urge to do the things that my nervous system is accustomed to doing and allowing it to navigate this with more ease and grace and knowing that everything is working out for me and I'm right where I'm supposed to be and, just trusting in the process. So I do what I'm called to do each day and I show up as the most authentic version of me as I can in every situation. And I always look for opportunities for growth. So those things help me when I need to move through difficult things. And I just go with the flow. No against energy. I took a course when I was so desperate in my time of, oh my gosh, so desperate. In my darkest times, I freaking was looking for every and anything that could possibly help. And I stumbled upon this online course. And I think the way it was advertised was like, one person can save a marriage. And I don't know why I say it like that because it wasn't an audio. It was just written. But I was like, I'm that one person. I was so desperate. So I signed up for this online course and it ultimately taught me so much about myself. It was like literally saying it's an inside job. You have to save yourself first. You can't save a marriage if you can't even save yourself. So turns out the marriage was not meant to be saved, and that's okay. But I was meant to be saved, and I was worth saving. So that's what ultimately happened. And I was going somewhere with that story because something reminded me of what I learned in there. Sometimes I lose my train of thought, or sometimes I get distracted onto something else. But either way, I was desperate and I found this course and it was a game changer for me ultimately. It was weird because it wasn't like I don't know. It's like, I feel like when we have to do this internal work, it doesn't feel productive to some degree because we have so many other things that we have to do, at least we feel like we have to do. So many responsibilities and obligations and, you know, expectations and, you know, all the things that we feel is more important than doing our internal work. It just becomes overwhelming to think of all the work we have to do on ourselves in addition to everything that we're already juggling. And I remember having this conversation with a friend of mine during my process because I was learning so much about myself and I was like uncovering all these things that was wrong with what I was actually doing and how I was operating. And I was like, what the how? What do you mean? I was like, amygdala? What does the amygdala have anything to do with it? And I was just so confused. I'm like, what do you mean? Of course I do when I do that. And then when they start asking you those deep questions, that's why I'm like, now when I ask people like, why did you do that? And they get offended or defensive, I'm just like, mm, mm. So I see that we are programmed and conditioned to do things without knowing what we're doing. And a lot of it was unconscious because that's just the programming we received. And now it's just running on autopilot. So we are literally just, you know, sleepwalking through life. We're unconscious 95% of the time. And that's not acceptable. What? We're literally just robots out here, just running on programming, like day after day after day after day. Like, nah. So when I realized that, I learned that in that course, and I was like, what? Oh my gosh. You know, these automated responses that our nervous system already have embedded, we scan the environment for anything that looks similar to something we experienced in the past, and that's how we respond in a split second. Like, it's automated. Like, when I tell you, you on there, you just out here doing stuff automatically without conscious thought. Like, I was like, what do you mean? I was so confused. I was like, no way. And it really is wild, but that's what is really happening. So I had to learn all of that and had to go back into my childhood and figure out what was causing me to have these beliefs. And, you know, it was a long journey. And I don't know if it was interesting to say the least, because that's just the path that my journey took me. And I had to figure out how to take control of myself. Like, self mastery is like really understanding who you are, how your body works, what you respond to, what triggers you have, what emotions are teaching you, and how they respond to certain stimuli. And like, when you eat certain food, how does your body feel? And like, being in tune with your muscles and your breathing and being intentional about the environment that you're in. Like, not living a robotic life takes a lot of energy. When I tell you my capacity for the other stuff that used to consume me, I don't have anymore. Like, I don't even want to fill out paperwork. Like, I don't have the capacity to do any of this system administrative work. Like, I'm not doing it because the work that I have to do on like staying present and getting to know myself and actually creating my own life takes all my energy. I literally don't have any left. So it's really been challenging navigating both. So I'm still trusting because things are working out. You know, things are coming in. I'm not looking for anything. Things are coming in. You know, I'm attracting things. And that's freaking beautiful. When I look at my life and the things that are coming in, I'm just like, thank you, more please. Thank you, more please. Oh, I saw a video that like, when good things happen, just say thank you, more please. Like, living in a state of gratitude just really amplifies things. And I just love knowing that. You know what I mean? So I can shift it to gratitude in any moment and just start feeling good. And again, it's about the feeling. It's not even about the physical thing. It's the feeling. So if you know how you want to feel, when that thing comes, you feel so good. Like, ooh, I want it. I feel like this. I know it's gonna look like this, but I like this feeling. And that's why, like I said, you keep regurgitating the old things just in different packaging because it's the feeling that you're recreating. But yeah. Oh, I gotta go do some work. I gotta make some things shake over here. And although I really enjoyed this, I feel really excited to do it again tomorrow or whenever I feel called to, If I feel like there's something on my heart I want to document, I'm going to jump on and document it. And we'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm going to hop off and get myself together. Maybe I'll come back on after I get myself together because I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But thank you guys for for sitting with me, being with me, sharing space with me. And I'm going to head out. All right.